NRG versus Radiance here on twitch.tv/Rocket League. You're watching the Rocket League Championship Series North American League play. Let's go to the commentary desk with Leaf and James Bott. Take it away, guys.
Hey man, so I gotta say, I just got this really sick deal on sunglasses. I got to send you a link.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter. You know, that was great. I'm glad you changed your password, buddy. Glad we got that sorted out.
Don't click any of those links.
But one thing off the bat, I just think, you know, got to commend Shogun. He is an ambitious guy. He got Pluto renamed, and now, you know, he wanted to change Halcyon's name to Haleycon.
He's trying to change the world for the better.
Yeah, just trying to change NA names one player at a time.
Well, speaking of Haleycon, we have the rest of his team on Radiance. We just saw them play, and they're holding up. I mean, a lot of people are like, you know, did they just happen to get in here? You know, a lot of weird things happen during those quals, but they're showing that they belong here right now, and they're fighting out there. I mean, Lemon Puppy, one of the players I've been watching out for, all over the field.
Lemon Puppy using that Batmobile, coming over from PS4. He's been on PC for months now, playing quite well, scoring. I think he has 3 goals or 3 assists. He contributed to the offense. Halcyon, however, he was struggling last game. We're going to have to see all these players step up and perform if they want to take down a team like NRG.
Well, I mean, that's exactly it. I was about to bring up, you're against a team like NRG now. These are one of the most prestigious teams in the league, and this isn't going to be as close, I don't think, as the next one. You have a much more difficult hill to climb. I mean, at the beginning, it looked like when this team got put together, Garrett and them had a bit of trouble mixing, but the look, they're solid.
Yeah.
Now, all these guys are top players.
Waller thinks they haven't figured it out. They have it figured out. I don't know if I'm ready to say that just yet. Garrett, as you guys, if you were watching before it started, the stats, Fireburner finished #1 in North America in goals scored in Season 2. Garrett was just under him. So they have the potential to
a lot of goals.
Yeah, to just make plays happen, but I don't know if I've seen them really ever firing on all cylinders in a big competition like this.
No, you're absolutely right, and that's what I was saying at the beginning. Is it looked like a bit of a chemistry mix-up that wasn't working well with NRG when they first brought Garrett onto this team. League play is where they really need to get that going, and you know, I mean, now that the pressure's on, these guys know how to act under pressure, and this might be where we see them perform.
Garrett has that power to carry. So will we see Garrett carry, or will we see Fireburner step up and take that scoring role? Will they share it, or are they going to have to change their play style? These are the best 8 teams in North America, and it's just how will their play style match up?
Well, we're going to find out right now as we get down into game number 1 of NRG versus Radiance. Radiance just coming off their last game. Let's see if they can keep it up against the prestigious NRG. It's best of 5 in the first week of the group stages for North America. As already an attack coming out from Radiance. Keeping it at midfield. We'll see if they can keep that pressure on it. Doink out from Halcyon up to Lemon Puppy. They keep it on. Still a scoring opportunity with only Garrett in net. That set isn't going to come back down in front of the net from Halcyon. And now Garrett Fireburn have a chance to attack.
Yeah, Garrett didn't have enough boost in that situation. He wanted to go for a dribble play and potentially fling it over to Fire. He just did not have enough boost to control the ball the way he wanted, but he still kept the pressure on.
Speaking of pressure, there he is again at midfield, not allowing that ball to get back down in their own end. Finally a breakthrough from Memory. No real attack coming up from them though. They will have to try again on the midfield line. Halcyon being a bully to Jacob there, leaves only Garrett in net. Fireburner rushing back in case an attack started.
Everyone's up.
What?
Fireburner
really
and Jacob both going for that one. Yeah, this a little bit of a slow start for NRG and Radiance.
Still a minute in. Feelers are out, and that's going to be a goal. Fireburner, the demo and the goal.
He did this in the qualifier as well. Carpet was trying to convince him, these players have families, take it easy. But Fireburner doesn't care. He's all about scoring goals and making plays, and that demo opened up the goal for him right there.
Not caring seems to be what matters here as they put the first one in. Completely neutral kickoff. Wow, I haven't seen anything like that in a while. That flies back down into Radiance's end.
You should take off your sunglasses then if you're having trouble seeing.
It's bright in here.
And more Fireburner demos. Fireburner is going to go on a
fireworks.
He's going on a killing spree.
Oh, that could be it for Jacob. No, Memory does get a touch. Fireburner moves it back to their own end. Jacob there for support. We know these two can work out really well together. And some retaliation from Memory there.
Memory. Oh, no. 2 players up for that.
Garrett almost getting the dunk.
Memory saved him right there. Or Lemon Puppy, rather, with that save. 2 players going for it. But, yeah, Fireburner got taken out by Memory, getting a taste of his own medicine.
Bit of a mistouch there from Radiance as they try to get it out of their own end. Took it away from each other. That'll put NRG back on the attack. Lemon Puppy finally with a nice clear themselves. They need to get boosted up, though, if they want to continue the pressure here. Halcyon couldn't get that away from Jacob. He'll back off, respecting that second touch from him. Memory does put it forward, but Garrett meets that one immediately. NRG doing a good job of stopping any kind of real attacks from Radiance at this point. And another demo. It's going to leave Jacob with a shot, but he puts it wide. Fireburner to drop it down just a little bit off. There's the third in Garrett to put the pressure up, but now we have a 1-on-2 situation. We'll see if Memory can do anything useful with it. Doesn't, and Jacob will set up another counter attack for NRG. There's a bounce off the ground for a third to come in. Garrett a little bit too far behind. Gets a dunk under Memory, but it doesn't go close enough to the net for them to score off of it. Jacob with a roof touch, a follow-up in front of the net to the far side. Fireburn was waiting for the low touch, so they unfortunately couldn't capitalize on that one. A lot of good midfield pressure here coming up from NRG, stopping a lot of the attacks from Radiance.
And a lot of that has been Jacob up on the walls. He hasn't gotten any great passes just yet, but his defense keeping the ball in the orange half has been quite good.
Lemon Puppy, nice hard clear to Memory. Can he get a touch? Garrett quickly up to receive that pass and send it right back down into Radiance's end. Fireburner pressure with Jacob there to follow it. That's a scary spot. Fireburner tried to finish it himself. Garrett patiently again, waiting to that midfield line.
Good block.
Jacob with the finish, almost just far to the left.
Almost threaded that. He did get it back enough for Fireburner to have a chance at this. And still we're 3.5 minutes into this game. And Radiance still has not scored a shot on net. They haven't even gotten a shot on net.
Yeah, they haven't had many opportunities to
Zero
play.
shots.
Only a 1-goal lead for NRG, but 1 goal is all you need to get a win. And as long as you can hold off, as well as you're holding off right now against Radiance, that could be it.
Fireburner went for another demo on Lemon Puppy, who was able to dodge it. But these Fireburner demos and demo attempts are just keeping Radiance back in their own nets like turtles.
Trying to attack finally now. Memory a little bit far back, knowing Jacob can get some weird touches. Puts that one up to the midfield. Lemon Puppy greets it instead. Memory with the turnaround, but not enough aggression allows Garrett the space he needs to put that in front of the net. It's a little bit too hard off the corner. Jacob does manage to get a wall stop on that one. And the boost. Trying to go upside down to get that to Fireburner. Fireburner will back off and allow Garrett to move in. Shot on net will be an easy clear from Memory. No one there really to help him out, though. We'll see if Halcyon can get there in time. He finally does. Off the corner. Any of these attacks seem really weak coming up from Radiance and easily stopped by NRG before it even gets to a cross in the box. There's a shot, though, from Jacob. Extending the lead with only 13 seconds left.
Jacob making a statement here. Lemon Puppy did not get the greatest clear, and Jacob touches it off the ceiling and immediately boosts right back into it. A ceiling self-pass double touch from Jacob. That's going to lock this game up for NRG.
Not only does he manage the follow through, he manages it on a wall touch, or roof touch. Good mechanics from him, and that should solidify their win now against Radiance in game number 1. As they at least try to get one more, maybe a consolation goal from Radiance, but NRG taking the first one in this series, in this best of 5. And not too far ahead, though, only a 2-goal lead.
But the half-field defense for NRG was on point. They did not have to even make a save. There was 0 shots, and then more impressively, 0 saves on NRG's part. That's not good if you have one of these guys in the fantasy league, but it's good for you if you're NRG. And you see 6 saves there forced out of Radiance, 5 from Memory, and the super cop from Lemon Puppy. Radiance just could not get anything going because NRG was just put on a chokehold right at the half.
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, hopefully, we're going down to Manfield. Hopefully, that'll be their stage. But you're right. Radiance got stuck a lot at the midfield. Any attacks they got it close. They started to push into the corners a bit near the end. But still, any advance was stopped up by NRG before it got into the box. And there was no scoring opportunities for Radiance. And it's going to be difficult for them to find that I guess, edge on offense when they're finding themselves at midfield so much.
When Fireburner's coming in to make these demo plays, that set up the first goal. Fireburner getting that demo opened up that whole goal for him. And then just the demo attempts, when you make a player jump in net, they're just not moving. They're doing nothing. It throws off the rotations. So NRG coupling with just shutting things down on the wall and having Fireburner play aggressively up in the orange half, that really just contributed to the success for NRG. And we'll see if they can keep that going or if Radiance can adapt and try to play a little bit quicker and get out of the way of Fireburner demos and start playing it down the sideline.
You're right. Demos, when you're watching it, especially if so many demos came out, you're going to constantly have that in the back of your head. And I think it resulted in a lot of lost pressure once they got past that midfield. I saw one player up for Radiance at any given time. And you can't create really any kind of team plays when the rest of your team's not there with you.
You have to follow up the shots, those opportunities. If you play too slow, you don't have boost, you can't get to the ball in time, you just concede it. And they, time and time again, were trying to play the ball up and just got really weak clears. And when you have weak clears like that, you just set up the other team for a boomer across the field. And you just put the other team on the counterattack.
Well, I mean, it's tough. Even if you're setting up for boomers, I don't think they gave too many opportunities. I mean, Jacob can come through at any point, and this is what's scary about NRG. Even with that roof touch he had before, like, how do you expect him to score off of that? Reading that bounce off the roof so well. I mean, those are difficult spots. They can score from anywhere. How do you stop that against NRG?
You just have to be good.
Just get good. Get good, son. Game number 2, Radiance. We'll see if they can get good, as they held off pretty well. Only 2 goals scored, but not many scoring opportunities in game number 1, in case you missed it. This is the best of 5 between NRG Radiance. Week number 1 of the NA League play for the RLCS.
And the demo's already coming out from Fireburner. This throws off the rotations. Memory does get the spawn nearby, but Jacob is going to have a chance to pass this out.
Fireburner with an intentional backflip to keep himself down. But that could be a shot for Garrett. He finds the net. What a save coming up from Lemon Puppy as he pushes that one back to midfield. Very clutch save.
The ball's still in the orange half. Let's see how long it takes them to get this ball past the NRG defense.
Well, they're already almost a minute in and they haven't left yet. Garrett has a teammate on the far side. There's Fireburner. A drop down. Good stop by Memory. Preemptive jump there to knowing someone come from that flank. Halcyon missing that read there. This is a chance for Memory to get a hard clear. And that's going to be a minute in, and they finally break it on their own end, but no attack.
You see that? None. A weak clear right into the middle. Let Garrett G clear all the way across the field. You're not going to have an effective counterattack if you keep putting it right on a platter for the other team.
You're right. Well, Halcyon is slowing it down here. We'll see if he can win the 50-50. Memory backs off for Lemon Puppy. An odd decision, and it will stay in their own end. Garrett with a little forceful side touch, puts it into the corner. Fireburner rushing. Speed on him today is setting Radiance at a weird pace as they're still stuck in their own end, a minute and a half in. Jacob with a slow dribble, a flick up to Fireburner. Look how quick he is up. Fortunately for him, Memory was up a little bit quicker as he puts that to midfield, but still at their own end.
That's
Garrett
what we used to call a TV remote, a clicker.
The clicker.
A clicker, remote.
Not in my area.
No,
that's what my grandma called it. 3 minutes left now. And finally, it looks like a chance, but Memory almost just giving away possession. Will set Lemon Puppy by himself. This is what I talked about. One member of Radiance at a time in the offense.
Fireburner demo. Another Fireburner demo. This Fireburner is just a pain in the side.
Jacob!
And Jacob does it himself yet again. We saw in game number 1, it was the double tap to himself. This time, he lands on it, pops off his hood, and then dunks on Memory. I'm sorry, Memory, but Jacob just posterized you.
Yeah, I guess you explained that pretty well. Jacob popped it up to himself and just plowed through, getting themselves their first goal.
Cobb's on the job, baby. I want to see some long Cobbs in chat.
2.5 minutes left, but still only 1 goal lead, but we saw that's all they needed last time. Radiance didn't get a single goal in game number 1, and they don't look like they're ready to change that coming into game number 2, as they've had 0 scoring opportunities.
Still at 0 shots.
Against NRG.
Still at 0 shots. 7.5 minutes into their first games. They have not gotten a shot or made NRG have to make a save.
That's a pretty good.
Incredible.
Carry out by Memory there, but still stopped out by Fireburner. Look at this rotation on offense between Fireburner and Jacob right now. The amount of pressure. They are so close into that box while Garrett sharking around that midfield. Such a good offensive strategy they have right now against Radiance. You're right. That was their only chance they've had out of
still no
3
shot,
minutes.
No save. Yeah. Jacob shut that down quite well. They're playing timid. They're playing too timid. They need to just go for it. At this point, you got nothing to lose. You're going against NRG. A lot of people think they're the best team in North America, maybe besides G2.
Ooh. Good save there from Lemon Puppy. Another chance came in from NRG as they crashed the box there. Almost had another chance. 2 people up in the wall. Not a bad spot. Look, no one attacking this. Literally no pressure from the defense. And that allows Garrett to get one in.
Oh my Garrett G. Look at this. He jumps and pops right as he touched the ball. He uses his second jump to pop, and he needed to get that ball under the crossbar, so he hit it with his wheels to get that angle down. That was well done. Mechanical perfection by Garrett G.
A beautiful feather gets himself another one with 2 goals up. That's what we saw in game number 1. Radiance very scared to attack and contest this ball against NRG, it seems right now. Maybe nerves getting to them. As I say it, though, they only take it down to a 1-goal deficit.
On the reverse side of the mechanical perfection coin, we have the I can't believe I let this in coin. Garrett just accidentally flips by that ball.
Whoops.
He was caught a little bit off. Just a weird situation for him, and Lemon Puppy breaks the scoring drought for Radiance, finally getting a goal. It only took about 9 minutes.
Oh my gosh, whoops, sorry
And that's
from
their
Garrett.
only shot. 100% shooting percentage so far for Radiance.
As we're coming into the final minute of gameplay, 1-goal difference. So what Radiance did it, they got 1. They've got rid of the drought of no goals from the game number 1. But a demo there is going to allow NRG to push up on the attack.
He's
Garrett
going for
by
another one.
himself. Upset about that one he let in before. A demo there on Garrett, though, sets Jacob and Fireburner the only ones on offense. But Garrett will be back on defense with a nice hard clear. Boosted up and ready for another touch. Tries to get the read off memory. 38 seconds left. They only need 1 goal. Radiance is down by that, but we've seen literally 1 scoring opportunity. At least they scored off of it. We'll see if they can get another one. Halcyon with the slow dribble, not the flick he needed. Garrett was able to read that off his roof. Memory finally with a good amount of pressure on it. And this is what I like to see. People actually up and contesting the ball. And Lemmy Puppy gives the possession away. A 2-on-1 situation now for NRG. A flick across. Garrett misreading the flick from Fireburner. Still in front of the net, though.
He just jumped a little bit too early. I think Garrett thought he was just going to double pop and launch it high, but Fireburner went for the backflip, and that just slowed the ball down.
And that's going to be it. Jacob tries to reach for another one, but a 2-1 lead now. Only a 1-goal difference this time for NRG, but a very convincing win for NRG regardless.
Yeah, the scoreline really does not describe this game, the game that we saw. You see here 11 shots by NRG to just 2 for Radiance, and it took them about 9 minutes to even get a goal in the series. But NRG, they've been playing very physical. They have controlled the tempo of the game, but they really need to start converting more of these shots. Only 2 goals on all those shots, and when they're smothering the opponent like this, I would expect to see the scoreline a bit bigger, but watching that game, I was not worried that NRG was going to drop that. They really had control from the beginning.
You're right, and that's the thing. Like, usually when you see a game so close in score, you're going to say, okay, this could go either way. But even with only a 1-goal lead, I'm like, this is probably an NRG game. And I honestly am going to attribute that to...
We've already established that words are not your forte.
A lot of us have that problem, to be honest.
That's true.
That Radiance had almost 0 pressure coming into that game. Like, they would send 1 person on offense. They'd send no one while they're on defense, and they would wait in net. And that's not what you got to do against a team that's throwing 2 people in your box at a time.
But NRG, I think it might have been Gibbs who just said it on the desk. They are just outclassing Radiance. Every single one of these players on NRG is a world-class player, and Radiance are new faces. Like Carpet said, Memory, this was the first season that he was even eligible to play. So they're going up against a powerhouse squad. So this was kind of what we were expecting coming into this series.
Well, no, you're right. It's like you're a new team coming into the RLCS. That you're facing against these people you watch on the RLCS in past seasons. That's got to weigh a little bit on your mind, right? Like, you got to say, okay, these are pros. These guys have been to LAN. We haven't even been in this situation before. Nerves are definitely going to be kicking in, and that could very well be why we see a huge lack of pressure.
In all honesty, I think that Radiance, one of their main goals this season would just be to get a series win. They coming in, new contenders. We've seen it before, teams going 0-8 in league play, and that's what a lot of people are thinking for Radiance as well. They just need to get a win just to start getting their confidence back, and they can make a run. We saw last season there were many teams that were tied all the way down to the final week in North America. Yeah, and they only needed 2 or 3 series wins and hope for a big a 4-way tie, and then have a tiebreaker. So Radiance they've got to focus on just getting this first win, and against NRG, I don't think anyone's really expecting that they have a shot.
Well, here's the thing. Right now, at this point, you're in a situation where you're about to lose the series. You're at a match point for the best of 5. Give it all. Give it everything. Why not? Why are you, I think for risky plays. Do something stupid.
Yes.
It doesn't matter at this point.
Throw caution to the wind.
It may work for you.
Yeah.
You know,
or maybe pick Wasteland or Starbase Arc.
Counter picks.
Or Neo Tokyo. Maybe at this point. But they've been keeping it quite close. Even though they have been getting throttled and the ball, in terms of possession, they haven't been able to generate many opportunities. They have kept the scoreline close. But maybe a map pick right here in this type of situation could do them some benefit.
You're absolutely right. It throws your opponents off guard. They're like, okay, didn't see this coming. And it kind of gives you that edge and the confidence. And that's exactly what Radiance needs right now. There's a little more confidence in their play style. We'll see if game number 3 is going to spell any kind of difference for Radiance as they're up against NRG. NRG up 2 points in the series right now in this best of 5. This could be NRG's first win in league play. See if that continues on in game number 3 as they try to set up another attack early on. This is a breakout chance here for Halcyon and Memory, but they give a chance for Garrett to move in. A lot of speed coming up from NRG, and that's something that Radiance hasn't been able to match up to yet. A pop-up in the air, not the best clearly needed. Again, 2 people on the wall. They have to watch out for double committing people to a ball. Halcyon just throws one towards the net, hoping a play will come out of it. Fortunately, it doesn't. There's some more pressure from Lemon Puppy, a hard clear from NRG. There's a little bit more speed and a little bit better play I've seen from Radiance so far, but will that break down?
Good start for them.
4 minutes.
It is a good start for them. They're putting on some pressure, already got a shot in on net, getting that demo, making NRG try to clear the ball out of their own half. So Radiance looking good so far in game number 3.
And that's a flick on target there. Halcyon rushing to get back. There's Memory up to contest with that one. Just keep that midfield pressure on. A nice hard clear though. Drop down from Jacob. Almost setting Garrett up. What a nice touch from Jacob. That was fruition, though.
That was the right idea. Jacob wanted to get a little more power on that. Had he gotten it back a little bit more, Garrett might have been able to get there in time, but the right idea from Jacob.
Fireburner tries to clear this one. Halcyon will greet it off the wall. Across the Lemon Puppy, but he's not ready for that, and he also doesn't contest that one very well at all. Throws himself out of the play. And now a chance for Fireburner to put one on target. Oh, just missed him. Halcyon had to jump for that, and that could have been a scoring opportunity for Fireburner.
Had Fireburner put that on net with any kind of hot sauce on it, Jacob would have gotten the goal for him because he forced that last goaltender to make the jump. So NRG keeps the physical playing going.
Ooh, Halcyon trying for a cheeky redirect there. Into the corner, but someone needs to be able to contest that as Garrett throws it back down to Jacob. Shot on target, and it connects too. What a shot from Jacob.
I didn't think Jacob was going to be able to thread this through. I was waiting to see, but you see that flipping upside down, puts it right in between Lemon Puppy and I believe that was Halcyon. Lemon Puppy shied away from that ball a little bit. It was a situation where he thought the other player was in better position to make the save, but I think Lemon Puppy might have been able to get that. But man, Jacob forcing him to make the save in the first place with a stellar shot. And Garrett,
what a rocket from Halcyon. There's Memory with the follow-up. 2 people saved the initial blaster, but couldn't get the second one.
And Garrett kept this one out with some heroics right there, but everybody from NRG was out of position after that shot, and Memory came through, and Garrett was in a position to get the block, but Memory just slams it under the crossbar, and we're equalized.
Besides the beginning of the game where it's 0-0, we finally find Radiance at a tied game with NRG. 1-1 with 2.5 minutes left. As we said at the beginning of this, they're already showing a bit more promise in this third one, and why not? Throw everything you got at it, and it's working out for them so far. NRG having to readjust. Garrett!
Ooh,
no!
Sneaky!
What? Garrett just gets a little bit of a booty touch on that to throw it to the far side.
Off the wall again. We saw Jacob do it off the ceiling. Oh my, Garrett does it off the back wall there, and it didn't get a lot of power on the shot, but it was just so well placed right off the far post, and Garrett G takes the lead for NRG.
That was an incredible shot, worthy to put them into the lead. Now we find Radiance trying to connect back on that scoreboard. There's a pop-up from Memory to Halcyon. He tries to go for a demo. Double demo misses both, but it does buy Lemon Puppy enough time to put pressure in. And, of course, Memory to get some boost in there. Nice contest from Halcyon. See if we can follow that one up. A miss off the wall. Leave Memory a chance, but Fireburner finally breaking that to midfield. Good amount of rotation on offense now coming out from Radiance. See if they can keep it up, but 2 of them back off. Not what you need to do. Take up all the room in the world, but loses possession.
Yeah, he tried to go for the dribble clear. Didn't
Look at
work
that
out
play
for him.
almost working out there for Radiance. They're slowing things down on offense, and it's almost working out for them. Jacob, upside down once again.
Oh my goodness.
Every time he's upside down, I get scared for Radiance.
He was a little boost.
Score.
He was a little boost short of getting around that ball and pushing it back on net.
Back down, though, into NRG's end. With minute 30 left, only 1 goal down. We're seeing a lot more promise from Radiance. 50-50 over to the corner. Lemon Puppy up to a high-flying Jacob as he greets that one towards the net. Fireburner keeping the pressure on, but a weak shot will go into the hands of Halcyon. He manages to stay on the ground and pop to the far side. Smart play from Halcyon as he ties this one up.
Halcyon capitalized on Fireburner's mistake there. Fireburner's weak shot allowed him to get that pass to himself downfield, and he waited and timed his shot perfectly right off the bounce, hitting it, waiting to bait that defender in and tying it up. So Fireburner's mistake turns out Halcyon capitalized on it. And
so hard for Garrett because he expects the hard shot, but then when he drops it to the ground, forced to turn around and contest that one. Ooh. There's a shot from Fire. Good angle on that one, but stopped by Lemon Puppy as he tries to clear that one. We'll see if they can regain possession, but they're all tied up now with a minute left against NRG. They're trying to make this a series as a good ground pinch sends that one down towards NRG's end. Garrett with control, Lemon Puppy a misread on that air dribble. Memory a hard cross to Halcyon, just takes it away from Fireburner at least, but Jacob trying to create another opportunity. A drop down to Lemon Puppy, slow play here, flick. No, mind games on Garrett, puts it towards the net, Fireburner stops it. Memory tries to drop it down in the box. Smart play from Lemon Puppy, but what good defensive structure.
Jacob came in and saved him. Fireburner got the save, but the ball was still in a dangerous spot. Jacob got it out of trouble, but Lemon Puppy got it by almost the entire defense of NRG with that slow dribble play.
We talk about pacing. Sometimes it's just good to take it into your own hands, but Lemon Puppy trying to get that to Halcyon. Memory with the pressure on, a good dunk from Garrett. Keeps that one dead at the midfield. We'll see if they'll let this one drop as we might hit an overtime unless Jacob can put that one in. That will be the overtime now. Radiance holding up against NRG.
Yeah, they've got 7 shots right now to the 8 shots for NRG, so their offense waking up. But their series life is on the line. If NRG gets this overtime goal, they'll take it. Oh!
Does them dirty as he takes it from one end to the other and beats NRG in game number 3.
Just taps it right by Jacob, and then he delayed. He delayed and he baited in the defender yet again. We saw it twice this game where a Radiance player was able to bait in the defenders and get it by him, and that time it was for the game-winning overtime goal.
That was incredible. So we're seeing a bit of a different Radiance in game number 3 now. We actually see them contesting the ball, moving forward and giving it everything they got, and I like
playing
this
with
Radiance. Now, NRG has to answer.
Yeah, NRG, they started out strong yet again, but Radiance this time, they just seem to be emanating confidence. Yep. We saw that the play by Lemon Puppy, it didn't result in a goal, but he got it by 2 defenders by slow playing that dribble, going for that Batmobile fling. Fireburner was able to make the save, Jacob bailing him out. But in overtime, Memory does the exact same thing. Touches it by Jacob. Last defender back for NRG gets faked out. We see it here yet again. Boom. Touches it by Jacob. Last player. He waits. And Garrett G bit. Hook, line, and sinker. Memory getting that goal just 11 seconds into overtime. So Radiance not out of it yet.
My question, though, is NRG going to fall? We saw 2 times Lemon Puppy with that first mind game, as you said before, almost getting by all defenders. And now with that last goal winner there, just baiting out Garrett again. Twice we've seen 2 goals go in from Garrett being baited out. Is that going to happen in this last one, though?
They're going to have to step up on offense. Again, NRG, they've controlled, in games 1 and 2, they controlled the pace 100%. They just weren't putting goals in the back of the net. They really have to start converting on all that pressure.
Well, they did take game number 3 as we head down into game 4 now of NRG versus Radiance. Radiance finally taking one back and making this a series. NRG was poised to take the whole series 3-0, but now they're looking to take it 3-1 as they are still on match point. See if they can pull it away in this game. As they start an early attack, Jacob trying to intercept any kind of clear attempt from Memory, but wasn't successful. Pressure there from NRG is going to back off as they head to midfield. A miss there from Fireburner forces Jacob on the attack. Now only Garrett is back at the midfield line. What a passing play from NRG as Fireburner and Jacob try to connect with the net, but it is pushed out by the Radiance defense. Lemon Puppy sets that to himself. Can he get another one? He's trying. Memory sets it a little bit too high off the crossbar. With Halcyon, a follow-up was a little bit weak. NRG's defense does hold off for now. A little bit sloppy, and Garrett gets a breakout. Now they can move on to offense.
Last game, we didn't see a lot of the demos that were in the first 2 games, so it looks like
right.
Radiance has adapted, or Fireburner, just feeling the pressure, has decided to abandon that physical type of play.
Well, if he doesn't feel like he has the room to do it anymore, you're not going to see it, and that's exactly what I think is a result of the speed coming out now from Radiance. As they move forward, a passing play to Garrett, the wrong person. Jacob will send that the other way. Garrett drop down to Jacob. A flick on net off the backward. Fireburner can't finish it off. Memory does get in the way, but what we've seen 2 incredible plays from NRG so far.
More pressure, but again, they have not put it in. The amount of pressure has not equaled goals for NRG so far in this series.
Halcyon backs off as the last defender. Lemon Puppy finally makes it back, but still a weird spot. Jacob off the crossbar isn't able to connect with the back of the net. Good dunk from Halcyon, sends that back to midfield, but a miss there from Radiance. They will have to set themselves back onto defense as they try to get a clear. There it is, but they do lose possession, and Jacob will take this one back to the midfield with a dribble. In the air, another roof touch as he sends that towards the net. Pinch. Ground pinch, just stopped out by Lemon Puppy. They're so lucky they had 2 defenders.
I don't think luck had anything to do with it. They were expecting that. The ground pinch used quite a bit. You can tell when a player's going for it because they start to hover above the ball for a split second. But it was a nice try by Jacob. But still, NRG held scoreless despite all these chances.
There's a shot by Memory, a little bit of a boomer, but Garrett will be able to touch that one to the side. In front of the net, Halcyon. Garrett has to watch out. He gets up to contest that one, but the pressure is not yet up from Radiance as they try to send another one, a miss from Lemon Puppy. A lot of those corner air touches missed by him. Last defender, Fireburner gets it past with an air dribble, but no finish. Jacob finally gets it. What a rough spot for Lemon Puppy, but an incredible play from Fireburner.
Fireburner knew he could not get the power on the shot to get it by Lemon Puppy, so he pops it off the backboard for Jacob. Jacob didn't have a lot of space to work with, but he read that beautifully. It wasn't going too fast, and finally, about the halfway point of the game, NRG takes charge and gets that goal.
These guys are one of my favorite North American duos, Jacob and Fireburner, reading each other so well at any spot, but mostly on that offense. We'll see if they can break out to that, though. At this point, Fireburner taking control. A flick with the Batmobile. Garrett tries to keep the momentum, but he'll have to try again as he missed the first initial touch. Halcyon just sends that one right back down to Jacob and Garrett. Jacob will take control. In the corner now as we have the Radiance defense trying to find that hole to break out onto offense. Halcyon will back off, expecting a touch from Garrett. That was a nice hard clear up to Jacob, but he misses. We slow things down now as, once again, Radiance finds himself trying to break out of their end.
Oh no,
rough
Lemon
spot
Puppy.
from Lemon Puppy. He almost puts that in front of his own net.
Lemon Puppy almost dribbled that out into the middle, but one of his teammates came to his rescue. And now they're still just battling to try to tie this one up. A minute and a half left. They've got to make their move now. Otherwise, they will drop this series to NRG.
Jacob up to send that one down. He's got an attacker. Garrett was deep in the offense, but they can't get it past that defense from Radiance. With a final minute of game approaching, NRG still sits up 1 goal. And we said it before, NRG can take this with 1 goal as they're holding off on offense and keeping that Radiance stuck in their own end quite a bit here. Weak clear there from Memory, and that will be a shot for Garrett. What a save from Lemon Puppy, keeping themselves alive, but still a goal down with the final minute. They're really going to have to make some moves here as this is match point for NRG. They will take the series if Radiance can't get another goal. And as you said, this will be a scary spot now, but Garrett just completely whiffing.
They're out of boost. Everyone's out of boost, and Fireburner's the one who finally gets it in.
That setup from Jacob was nice little pop for Fireburner to connect with it and put it in. Look at that touch. Garrett completely whiffing before, though.
The pressure just mounting and mounting and mounting, and NRG finally put that in. The demo threw the defense into chaos, and they just kept boost denying, and there was not much of a resistance from Radiance there just because the pressure from NRG did not cease.
There it is, 36 seconds left as NRG holds the lead with 2 goals. And this could be it for Radiance, but they did put up a fight in the last game and a half so far. They still have a chance at this. There's a full attack. You have 3 people on the offense. Memory can get this one across to Halcyon. That could be it right there. Shot! He stuffs it through, and as you said, right now they score, they have a chance.
In the final seconds, I was doubting them, but they might be able to do this. Memory puts that down on a platter to Halcyon, and oh, it's because that hit off the bottom part of the crossbar, bouncing down right back into the path of Halcyon. So Halcyon narrowly putting that one in. But a good response from Radiance. They'll have to get another one to stay alive in the series.
And that will be 10 seconds that they need to get that next one in. This could be their chance to move out here. Halcyon tries, but a double demo there. That's going to leave some awkward rotations with 1 second left. If this touches the ground, that's going to be it. No, I think a team bump killed that one. But NRG going to take the win 3-1.
NRG, they looked like the better squad throughout all of that game.
Jacob.
But Radiance, yeah, Radiance was able to keep it close. And in the first 2 games, they looked completely flat. But near the end, they started to pick up and started putting shots on, making NRG play a little bit more defense than they had to in the first couple of games. So Radiance, they'll take this series, they'll learn from it, and they'll go into the next weeks having a decent performance in the latter half of this series under their belt. But NRG, what can you say? These guys, they're pros,
They're good.
World-class players from North America, and they showed why in this series.
But again, I still got to hand it out to Radiance, man. They definitely put up a fight at the end. If they can continue that on in the rest of league play, they might actually be a force to reckon with, keeping themselves around that midfield or that midline in the league play.
They've just got to make top 6. That is the big goal.
Yep.
At this point, all the teams in the league, they're aiming for top 6 so that they can make it in to the regional championship, where a good performance at the North American Championship can send you to Worlds and also get you a pretty big check.
But we have more matches, not just this one in hand, and to tell you more about that, we got Axel Tass.
Thank you, Leaf and James Bott, and congrats to NRG with their first game in RLCS North American League play. They secure a victory over Radiance. Axel Tass back here at the desk with Gibbs and Lawler. We had a few questions coming into today in regards to NRG. They're one of those star-studded teams that we've seen do so well in the past, and showing today, kind of picking up where they left off with the nice 3-1.
And the best thing that I saw from them was they didn't care that they were winning these games 1-0 or 2-1. They were being extremely patient, not trying to pressure too much. Like some of these other teams, probably like a Genesis or Take 3 might try a little bit harder and get kind of mad that they're only scoring 2 goals a game. But NRG was taking their time. 9 minutes until Radiance had their first shot on net.
Yeah, James explained it perfectly. Like, we talk about how midfield defense is better than allowing shots on net in general, and they did that really well. Like, even though it didn't give them the most goals, like the shots were consistent. They almost had almost more. It was a little over double than Radiance. So like the shots were still there. It's just you didn't feel like that. It felt very poised, very in control, and that's what you want out of a team that's going to show consistency throughout the series.
Yeah, Radiance, first 2 games, let's just throw those out. They did not look great at all.
Super timid.
And then they finally started to show some life in games 3. They won, obviously, and then games 4. So they have to take those games and kind of compare the two. Between games 1 and 2, like what did we not do right? And look at games 3 and 4 and try and play like they did in games 3 and 4 versus the rest of the field throughout the season.
Now, Radiance, that's going to be it for them for the broadcast and for their first weekend of play. They're going to finish 0-2, which is a little tough. But Selfless showed they're very strong. NRG historically has been very strong. So in regards to Radiance, as we say, see you later to them. See you next weekend. What adjustments would you like to see from them? I mean, we're talking about how, I feel like in both series we said that in the beginning it wasn't so great and they were kind of feeling it out towards the end. So for them looking forward to the rest of league play, what do they need to focus on?
So their defense is fine, but I think it's because they keep 3 back at all times. They're trying to keep 3 behind the ball when you kind of have to send 1 up and then try for a pass. And they're not really trying to go for like kind of a weird challenge. Like sometimes you'll send 1 out to go for a weird challenge because then at least he's upfield so you can make some opportunities happen because of it. But they're just not getting the ball out of their end the entire day, which they really have to work on.
Yeah, the biggest thing, clears for sure. Like, their defense is there because they force themselves to be on defense, which isn't the best bet. The other thing with it is with those clears, like, if they just trusted in those 2 teammates, like, clearly Memory and Lemon Puppy can make saves. There's no doubt about that. So maybe Halcyon should move up top of the field and just wait for a pass or go for a bump or try to stop the rotation, and that would relieve some of that pressure so they could clear it. So a lot of it just has to do with being super timid. Like, they just wait and wait and wait, and then, okay, yeah, we have an opportunity, let's go for it. Create that opportunity. Why are they just letting it happen to them?
And still a young team, and again, still really cool to see them pull off the upsets they did in the qualifiers to get to this point. They're finishing 0-2, but again, it's only the first weekend. So we're going to be looking forward to seeing Radiance play on through the league as the weekends continue. That being said, it's time to keep the matches going. We have NRG. They're going to be coming back again. NRG with a nice victory there, 3-1 over Radiance. Next up, they're going to be playing against Gibbs.
I don't
Not
even
against Gibbs.
remember this one.
It's Atelier.
Oh,
I want to
that's
defer to
why.
you to say it.
I didn't even know because
Sorry,
I'm just
sorry.
ignoring them.
No,
They're
you're good.
applesauce from now on.
Applesauce.
Just call them applesauce.
Atelier.
Okay.
Atelier.
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 Everyone
Atelier.
watching, practice saying it with us.
Atelier.
Atelier.
Not
Well,
Atelier.
they're coming.
Turtle.
I do like applesauce.
It is good.
Well, they're going to be in action next. We're going to take a quick
Cinnamon in there,
break,
you know.
and when we come back, it's going to be NRG versus Atelier. Stay tuned.